My name is Juan Diaz with Sones de Mexico Ensemble, and I'm here in my home with two of my friends, Juan Rivera, who's a fiddler in the Sones de Mexico Ensemble, and Irakani Chavez with Tarima Son. He's a music director. And we have brought all of our instruments together today to show some of the solutions that we found for ethnic folk musicians for whom electroacoustic instruments are not made. We have to find our own solutions to deal with multi-instrumentalism and miking instruments from around the world. A very useful piece of gear that we got a couple of years ago is this mixing board. This is the Yamaha 01V96. There's a newer model now out, but it's basically the same idea. We got this board primarily because it's very compact. It includes all the effects and equalization. A lot of the outboard gear that you would usually carry with a full sound system is built into this machine. And for our purposes, where we don't have a truck to carry all of our instruments, this is something that could fit in a regular car, and you can set it up and basically wire the speakers directly up to it, and that's all you need. Self-amplified speakers, of course. It doesn't have amplifiers. But it has 12 preamps in here. The board handles 32 channels, and it has 12 preamps, and then we have some outboard additional preamps that plug via MIDI in the back, or a laser connector. This is how the board is laid out. You have right here we have 16 channels, and we can select the other set of 17 through 32 channels. We have labeled the board with all of our instrument needs for Sones de Mexico. We have 36 inputs in here, and you can select a channel right here, and then when you select this an instrument here, you can then adjust the various gain, equalization, pan, different controls, and it gets memorized for that channel. It is not as practical as having everything displayed, all the buttons out here, but that's a small sacrifice that you have to do to save on having to bring a 32-channel board, which would require a truck to carry. So for our applications, this is very good. Another plus is that it has the ability to memorize different settings. So we can memorize a setup that we use for a certain kind of show, and then be able to recall it later without having to go through the entire board. Sones de Mexico works with different engineers. We have 3 or 4 different engineers that rotate depending on their availability, and they all have saved their own settings into this board. So according to their own style of mixing or their preferences, they can recall their own settings, and each of them can have their own little space in here.